up, everyone? It's your girl Shay here, and I'm back with another video for my second channel, Shay Taree. And for this Monday's video, I actually want to go more in depth on the reason why I decided to start this YouTube channel. So I know that right now within our society now, and that you see a lot on like Instagram and Twitter and everywhere else, a lot of people are talking about self-care and mental health. And I'm so happy, honestly, that these conversations are actually finally happening, because I feel like mental health was something that a lot of people just didn't believe, especially within the African American community, which I'll probably do a video on at some point, because mental health was something that just wasn't actually ever discussed. If you told someone you were depressed or you were anxious about something, it was always like, it's fine, just think about, how thankful you are for the things that you have, and other people are going through it worse and everything like that. But it never made you feel any better, because ultimately you realized there was something else going on with you and why you had these feelings. So for me, why I decided to start on my own journey for self-care and self-love and acceptance is because for me, I realized that a lot of my relationships were not in jeopardy, but I noticed that I was starting to push more people away, and I was definitely having a more negative output on life. And while I didn't wasn't noticeable in a lot of my videos that I did for my first channel, because this is YouTube and I always want to put a happy face on for whomever watches my videos, but in reality, behind the camera, I was just very, very unhappy. I went through a lot. I went through a weird issue with a guy, and then I had got a new job, and then I lost my job, and then I had started a new relationship, and then within that new relationship I was dealing with a lot of issues with jealousy and insecurity, and there was just a lot of stuff going on and not feeling like I was good enough. So for me, now that I have a new job and a lot of things are going pretty well, I still noticed I had a lot of issues with insecurity, a lot of issues with accepting myself for who I am, and definitely a lot of issues when it came to jealousy. Now, for me, I don't blame all those issues of jealousy entirely on social media, because it is definitely a culprit. So for me, I noticed that I spend way too much time on social media like Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and everything else, and comparing other people's success on these platforms with my own success on these platforms, and starting to feel like I just wasn't going anywhere. I felt like my YouTube career wasn't going anywhere. And yes, I'm calling it a career because I greatly enjoy doing YouTube. But I noticed that my Instagram followers weren't going up. I noticed my Twitter followers weren't going up. I noticed that on Pinterest, I was just didn't know. I feel like I was just losing my entire way. And then I also noticed when it came to Instagram, it wasn't just my followers count. It was me looking at my friends' pictures and wondering why I didn't have that. So for me, I'm about to be 29 years old. I have a very stable relationship currently with my boyfriend, but a lot of my friends were married. A lot of my friends had kids. And while I ultimately want that, I became jealous of those who got that and wondered what was wrong with me, and wondered, would I ever be able to, have kids? Will I ever get married? And I had all these questions, but I was ultimately really jealous of the attention that a lot of these people got, because for some reason, while I'm an introvert, I want the attention sometimes. I want the attention on me. Not always, but sometimes I do. And it's also because I never felt like I was seen. When it came to my friends, I was always the type that was very quiet. I would go off by myself sometimes. My friends would never know that I ever had left. I would have conversation with people, and midway through conversations, they would stop our conversation and start talking to someone else about something completely different, and totally disregard that I was even there. So I've had issues with being forgotten about and people just not caring. So when it came to my friends' accomplishments, instead of me, I would praise them in person, but then behind their back, I would be very jealous of what was actually going on. And so it took me some time learning and talking with myself and talking with my boyfriend for me to learn that I really needed to make some changes. So one of the biggest changes that I ever did was I started meditating, and I started trying to feel better about myself, and realizing that I had a lot of issues, mentally, that I really needed to work on. So for me, meditation was where I turned. I started meditating during the day. I started journaling a lot, and mostly journaling down my feelings. And one of the best things that I did for myself with this was journaling down the names of different people that I was jealous of and why I was jealous of them, and then learning about myself and why I was jealous, and mostly learning that the issues I have with these people have nothing to do with them. It's everything to do with me. Like, half these people have done nothing to me, and for some reason I'm envious of the things that they have. And I have to realize that those things that they have, I can totally get if I just try hard enough. You know, one day, yes, I'll have kids. One day, yes, I'll be married. And it's like, I shouldn't be jealous of that. So that's why I started on this entire journey, and I started trying to have more positive things within my life. So I went through my Instagram. I cleaned up people I was following that just didn't bring me any joy, that didn't make me happy, that made me feel bad about myself. I went through and started reading more books that made me think about how I am and how I wanted to continue to self-improve on myself. I tried to think of ways to handle my issues with anxiety. I tried to find my triggers for when I'm depressed. I tried to start to realize that, hey, if I realize I get anxious and depressed when I go on social media, when I'm looking at certain person's pictures, maybe I should greatly tone down my social media usage and find something more productive to do with my time. So that's mostly why I started on this journey, and the main reason why I want to tell others about this journey, because I feel like not enough people talk about it. Like, I feel like everyone's talking about it now. It's like the in thing to do now, I guess. But for me, I want to reach out to those girls or those women that feel like they don't feel like they're heard, or I've had issues with this before, but they're not for sure what to do. And that's mostly why I started this second channel. That was because, you know, I feel like my anime channel is all about being happy and it's kind of positive and happy and just talking about stuff that's super, super nerdy. But this one is more like personal for me, because this is something that I've always struggled with, and this is something I know I might continue to struggle with and have days where I'm doing really, really well and days when I'm doing really, really bad. And I've had a few of those days where I'm just down and depressed. I mean, I realized that with me starting this second channel, that it's gonna be hard for me to work up my subscriber count. And to be honest, there's times where I'm like, was it a good decision to even start this second channel, or should I just stayed with my first one and just uploaded these videos onto there? But I know that there's a reason why I should start the second channel, and I know that I need to explain a little bit more as far as my background and why I chose to make this second channel and my issues that I have had. As far as how I am doing today, I'm doing so much better. Yes, I have days where I'm down. Yes, I have days where I'm sad. Yes, I have days where I'm totally anxious. But now I'm learning that I have a lot of different things within my artillery that actually really help me feel better. Journaling helps me feel wonderful. Praying and getting closer to my religion has really helped me as well. Not saying that's for everybody, but it is something that has helped me. And also, I think I probably mentioned journaling helps me a lot. Learning when to relax, having YouTube and other hobbies that pull me away from feeling bad about myself. And a lot of times looking at inspiring quotes really, really helps me, because it lets me realize, or I don't know, it just puts me in this great space and feeling very happy about myself. So for me, when I go on my Instagram now, I go through my newsfeed, or my not really a homepage, but my feed that they curate for me, and look at different quotes about self-care and you know, mental health that just make me feel so good about myself, and just learning to think more positive. And yes, it is very difficult to think more positive when you're used to thinking so negatively about yourself, but trust me, you can get there. And maybe I'll do a video about that as well, about how I keep trying to think positive. But that's pretty much my video for this Monday. I hope you guys really enjoy this video. It took me some time to really think about whether or not I want to make this video, and I realized that I kind of felt like I had to, because I want to explain things a little bit more. But I hope you guys go out, enjoy your Monday, enjoy this week, and I'll have a new video out for you guys on Friday. But for now, like I say to you guys currently now, I'm trying to think of a new tagline for this channel like I do on my first one. But I feel like there's no simpler way for me to say it, is stay positive. And yeah, that's about it. But alright, you guys, I'll leave links down below to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my blog as well, so check me out on there. And of course, I will leave another link to my first channel, which is my anime channel, also on the end card. And of course, like always, you guys, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon so you're notified whenever I come out with new videos on this channel, which are every Monday and Friday. And I will see you guys Friday with a brand new video. Alright, you guys.